I bet you'd like to double your money, and I bet you'd like to understand how long it would take. Well, this is not financial advice. This is a bloody good yarn on the rule of 72. The rule of 72 is a great one. It's a generic term for taking the return you're getting, take 72 divided by the return you're getting, and all of a sudden it'll tell you how many years it's going to take to double. Why is that important? Well, when you're looking at generalized terms like, oh, I'm going to invest in cash, I'm going to use my cash and invest it in things like property. I'm going to invest it in something where I'm going to buy the whole asset. And in theory, property's good. It should double residentially every 10 years or so. That is one of those terms that people know about. But how does that work in the real world? Well, if you take an investment return of, say, 10%, you invested all your money into a 10% returner, in theory, that should take 7.2 years. Now, that doesn't take into account taxes. So let's apply a little tax. Let's use an example of net credit, our credit facility. Now, on average, we're returning a little over 13% return. So if we take the 13% return and we take 72 divided by 13, it's roughly 5.5 years. So 5.5 years, how long it takes to double, but that doesn't take into account the tax yet. So we apply PI, which is our portfolio investment entity status, where the max tax rate is 28%, not the 10.5 or 17.5 you can be on within that, but it's the maximum. So if we apply that maximum in there, you end up being about a net return of 9.36%, which ends up being roughly 7.69 years for you to double your money. So when you think about putting it into an investment that in speculation and in general might go every 10 years or so, you might ask yourself, well, if somebody can average this return more often, well, wouldn't I go for the shorter term plan? Well, could be interesting. Now, as always, this is just another way to look at it, but understanding that rule of 72, take 72 divided by your return. That'll help you understand what you're doing. Hopefully you've learned something here. Hopefully you've learned the rule of 72. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon.